Hey everyone, it is JP Leggett with Squivr. We are really excited to bring you a new product announcement today. We're actually going to line that up for a demo and really discuss how this is going to enable your entire revenue team with not only just account planning, but in specifically relationship management, all from the comfort of Salesforce. So our new product announcement, it is going to hover right around our product called ArcGroups. We're really excited to bring you guys ArcGroups. There's been a lot of talk, a lot of buzz around AI out there in the market, in the industry. And where we really like to focus is how do we bring you guys the most value and don't put a burden upon you. So really bring you that value in a quick amount of time. And so with that, why don't I go ahead and dive into the demo. You can see here, ArcGroups is actually going to be within our relationship management suite of products. And it's going to be joined by ArcSight, both standard and enterprise edition. Okay, here we are. We're actually on a list of accounts here. This should, for those who know Salesforce, look very familiar. And one of those accounts is Dunder Mifflin Scranton. I'm going to go ahead and click on Scranton. You've got your account planning suite from Squivr here. And again, we're going to focus in on that relationship management. So let's go ahead and render ArcSight. And as you can see here, ArcSight, very powerful tool. You're going to be able to not only render your entire org chart, but you're also going to be able to represent that via all the contacts within your account or any related contacts here. You can expand, you can contrast, you can interact. It really takes advantage of the power of the database to bring in what is happening in context of your relationships. Maybe you're starting to score some of these relationships. Maybe you're dragging and dropping and building out what is that best point of view. You can even label and render what's happening in context of these contacts and relationships. So here we have blocker, champion. Maybe you've got some partners, referrals, or even vendor contacts within your account. Okay, so that is ArcSight. Many of you know this product. And ArcSight's going to be joined by ArcGroups. And so as we look at ArcGroups, we're going to go ahead and toggle this account. And I'll just set this to be a customer now. Maybe we've signed Dunder Mifflin. So for many of those teams out there, if you're in sales, customer success, if you're in marketing or business development, you really want to understand, okay, what's happening from a big picture perspective, of course, with ArcSight, but also why don't I just narrow this down to my best point of view? Who do I really want to focus on from an account perspective, from an engagement perspective, or even relationship builds? You can see here our ArcGroups did flow right in upon that toggle. And we've got 3 different groups rendered here. And this is all set to pre-populate all these contacts based off of your desires and your wants in context of these groups. So as an example, we've got department views, maybe marketing, sales, maybe you even want to render this back to your champions in your account. Has been pre-populated with number of contacts. Those contacts here are not only pre-populated, but you can quickly see who they are, where they reside, and even dive in a little bit as to where they sit within the organization. So maybe Jim Halpert, we want to understand, okay, who reports up to Jim Halpert? You do have a ton of flexibility. Obviously, you can label these accordingly. You can bring in not only the text you want, maybe this is an opportunity to do some training or even provide some guidance for your revenue team. And you can do this in a very flexible way. So as an example here, we brought in the sales team as a seller or maybe a customer support agent. Maybe we just want to focus on a specific department. For instance, we sell a solution that supports HR or sales. Maybe that's the crew that we want to bring into our group, understand who they are, understand where they reside in the organization, and better support that team. Always helpful to know who's within that board view or leadership view. And so as an example, within this particular art group, we said, let's just go ahead and show all those folks who have a C-level title in their name. And beyond that, if we're missing anyone, you might put a placeholder out here. Your placeholders could be recommended, they could be required. And so not only can you see who's within the account, but you can also quickly identify, where are my gaps? Maybe we've got, someone who's transitioned out of a particular position that leaves a gap for you in your sales cycle. Okay, so all this has been up here at this account level. I do want to dive in a little further here, and let's go down to a particular opportunity. In this case, I'm going to head over to paper stock and paper ink opportunity. True to form, you do have the ability to render ArcSite anywhere within Salesforce, and we are object agnostic. So in this case, we've got the ability to say, hey, don't show me everyone, but just show me those people with a role on that opportunity, which oftentimes is a great point of view. So here are those folks. We've got this opportunity. We can quickly see who has a role within ArcSite. But let's go ahead and fire through ArcGroups here. And all I'm going to do that is change the stage here. Here we are at needs analysis. ArcGroups are now flowing in, and we can quickly identify not only maybe in this case who our blockers are or our champions, but also our buying committee. If you're doing any RFP cycles, maybe you've got RFP participants. And so in this case, we've got buying committee. We can expand this out. As you can see, there's some additional guidance happening here, but also an image. But below here, you've got a unique thing happening as well. All your buying committee is flowing in based off of that criteria. And here we can see we've got economic buyer and technical buyer. Economic buyer being required in red and technical buyer being recommended in orange. Let's go ahead and add a contact role. And in this case, we're going to go ahead and add, we'll say Ted Baker to this one. We'll give them the role of technical buyer and save that. As we look at Ted being added to this particular group, you can quickly see that our technical buyer placeholder is now gone, and Ted has now replaced that placeholder. As you can see, we really want to fast forward you guys to who do you care about the most within each object in Salesforce, but also render that in a very logical way via our rule-based AI. I'll go ahead and eliminate Ted real quick from this one. Maybe Ted has moved on or is no longer part of that buying committee. As you do that, you can quickly see your technical buyer recommendation placeholder is back. And subsequently, you can identify not only where your strengths are, but also your potential gaps. Okay, so that is ArcGroups at the opportunity level. We also showed you at the account level as well. And so as a reminder, we do want to make sure that you're recognizing who is the most important group of folks within your accounts, who you might need to focus on, and do that for your entire revenue team. I want to thank you again for joining this product launch of ArcGroups. We're really excited to bring this to you. GA for ArcGroups is actually coming out in the next month or two and will be available to all Squivr customers. And from a pricing perspective, true to form, we always publish all our pricing. As you can see, here's our pricing page, ArcSite. We actually bundle ArcSite and ArcGroups up here. We call this our relationship management suite, and it'll be $20 per user per month from a list price perspective. Once again, thank you for joining our product launch. We look forward to supporting you. Have a great day.